to answer this question, what is my workflow and what your workflow is, I don't really know. But this is a thing that I really had to switch to help my business, because if you're someone that's very driven, ambitious, and if you have a lot of goals, it's really easy to grind all the time. And basically, if you feel the need to constantly be doing something, and if you don't really understand the quantum field and how much you can shift your reality with your being and your understanding and your awareness, you're constantly going to fall in this cycle of feeling like you have to work 24/7 in order to be successful. And something that I really caught myself on, especially with having a business on social media, is that, social media, you can log in 24/7, you can talk to people 24/7 because of all the different time zones, which is great, okay, but the reality is, how much of the time are you, like when you're on social media, are you actually being productive? Because a lot of people, and I've actually had several clients that come to me that have done this, is that they spend so much time on social media, but they're not actually working, okay? They're scrolling, or they go to make a post and then they start comparing themselves to someone else, and then they get lost in reels. And when you have a business on social media, you need to know, okay, what tasks on social media do actually move the needle forward in my business, okay? That would be going on video, okay? Having conversations with people, booking calls, mainly just having conversations and enrolling people, okay? That's the thing that's actually going to move your business forward. And if you look at that, if you block a time of 2 to 3 hours a day, you can knock out pretty much everything you need to do in your business. And it doesn't have to be something that you're working 8 hours a day or 90-hour weeks. Like, it's one of those things where if you know exactly what you need to do in your business, then you can get it done. And so what my workflow really is like my mornings and my evenings are like my time. Okay, that's the time that I'm doing my workouts. That's the time where I'm journaling. That's the time where I'm reading. That's the time that I just have my own space. I don't have to focus on business early in the morning or in the evening time. Like, that is my own time. And during the day is the time where I'm checking in on my clients, I'm enrolling people, I'm posting, I'm showing up online, but it doesn't have to take me a long time. Literally, if I block out 2 to 3 hours, I can get everything that I need done in a day, and that's it. But it's really up to you. Like, what do you want your schedule to look like? And currently, are you allowing yourself to do that? Or are you wasting a lot of time when it comes to your business because you're not really clear on what moves the ball forward, and you're not really committed to staying disciplined? Because that's another thing too, is that we can have these goals all day, every day, but if we don't actually have a game plan to follow, and we don't actually hold ourselves accountable for getting things done, because that's another thing. I have a podcast, and recently I just started YouTube, so I'm creating content for both of those things too. So what really helps me is picking a day of the week that I'm focusing on each thing. So if I need to create content for one of my courses, I'm going to block out Monday to get that done, and then I might not be on social media that day. I'll set up my schedule so that the other days are focused on showing up in my community, recording a podcast, having conversations. So what really helped me was blocking out time each day that I wanted to work, and then designating each day for a certain focus, so that I wasn't constantly feeling like I had to get 100 things done in a day. Because, and as my clients know, is I'm all about alignment and working in flow and not in this hustle grind mode. And I know that a lot of people teach differently, because in the online space, it's like everyone always pushes, you gotta hustle, you gotta hustle, you gotta hustle, you gotta grind. And I respect that. I respect it and I understand it completely, and I was that person. But you can be very powerful by understanding your presence, your being, and protecting your energy, and not constantly feeling like you have to grind 24/7. And especially, for me, it's really easy to put my business before anything. Like, I will be completely honest with you. Like, that is my number one focus right now. Like, that's like something that I love. So it's really easy for me to get into work mode all the time. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to you just have to know to have boundaries with yourself so that you have that time to journal. You have that time to work out. You have that time to read. You have that time to spend with your family. You have that time to be with friends. Okay. So just kind of look at it like, what is your workflow right now? And is it serving like what really means that what I can't talk today. Is it really serving what your values are? Okay. Because that's really true success, is when you're fulfilled in every area and you're able to give time to those areas too. Because this is another thing that I see a lot with my clients, is that they constantly, a lot of my clients have came from MLMs that always push, like grind 24/7. You need to get on another Zoom call. You need to message another person. And they're coming to me burnt out. They're coming to me not having results. And ultimately, they're not really happy because they're constantly putting out their energy into all these things that really aren't growing their personal business. Okay, so one of the things that has helped my clients is just giving themselves permission to take a step back and realize, okay, what is important to me? What does success look like for me? How can I show up like fully me and build my business around what me, like, I cannot talk today. I'm sorry, guys. Like, what means the most to me? Meaning, okay, do I have family time? Okay, do I have time to work out? Do I have time to read? Do I have time to journal? Because you get to build a business that works with that. You get to build it. If you're someone that has a huge passion for ministry, like me and some of my clients, okay, you get to build a business that supports that. You get to have a business that allows you to focus on your ministry too. Okay, if you're someone that you love, let's see, you love to journal, or you love to just have your space, you can have a business where it's not, you don't constantly have to be posting every day. And that's another thing too, is a lot of us, we get in this habit of, we feel that we need to post every day, but when you look at your results, is that something that's helping you? Or would it be more beneficial if you had more time to connect with people, focus on your community, and then post a few times a week and have more value? Because that was one of the reasons why I started an online business, was to leverage social media so that social media could help me, meaning I wasn't having to work 24/7. But most of us, we forget about that. So therefore we feel like we have to work 24/7. And this is part of being a spiritual entrepreneur, is knowing that it's not about that. Okay, it's about like the power you're bringing and understanding your alignment, understanding your awareness, understanding who you're here to serve, understanding that like God literally has you covered, and it's safe for you to create, it's safe for you to show up fully, and it's safe for you to take your time on things and not feeling like you constantly have to race against time. Okay, so I just wanted to like encourage someone today is really think about like, what is like your workflow right now? Is it that you feel like you're having to put out 24/7 and you have anxiety over it, or you're running out of content and you don't feel motivated by it? Because I got to one of the lowest points in my business before I started like coaching on my own and like focusing on my own stuff. I constantly felt like I had to like barely sleep, wake up with anxiety because I felt like I needed to be messaging people all the time, and I just never gave myself space, and it was really frustrating, and my results like were not good. Okay, so when you understand to take your power back by deciding what your workflow is going to be, and by deciding what you actually want your schedule to be and sticking to that. And I see Megan jumped on here. She's one of my clients, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago because she kind of was in a place where she felt like she constantly needed to be working, and I basically talked to her about it, and she gave herself like a day. Okay, like I can create content today. Like I don't have to focus on like who I'm talking to or how much I'm posting, but I can literally just focus on getting stuff done for my course. Okay, and she did that, and it helped her so much because she gave herself that space to create. She gave herself that space to just be, and not feeling like, okay, I have to show up today. Okay, I have to talk to this amount of people. Okay, I need to be on a Zoom call. No, okay. When you're your own business owner, it's okay to focus on your own business. And even if you have a coach or a mentor, sometimes you need to tell your coach or mentor, hey, I'm going to focus on this today. Like, because sometimes like what you're seeing, what your coach is seeing are two different things. So you can't be afraid to communicate different things. If something you're being told to do isn't aligning with what your intuition's telling you to do, then that's okay. Like, I've had coaches before where they told me to do something and I did it and it didn't feel right, so I didn't do it anymore. And it doesn't mean that I was being uncoachable. It just means that I was trusting myself and I knew what was better for me. Okay, so even any of the girls that I coach, like, they know they can come to me. Okay, I'm not someone that's going to be like, oh my gosh, like, you're not coachable now, like, I'm not working with you anymore. Like, no, like, I want you to be honest. Okay, like, does that work for you or not? If it doesn't work for you, we will do something else. It's not that big of a deal. So you got to ask yourself, like, are you giving yourself that space, or are you just on this grind because everyone is telling you to do that? And I hate to say this, but I kind of want to say it because you need to know, is that some people, even though they're preaching hustle 24/7, hustle 24/7, you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. Okay, so I really encourage you to stop feeling the need to like up your game just because someone else is saying that, or just because someone else seems like they're living their best life because they're hustling 24/7. Because I know when I felt the need that I needed to be messaging people all the time or showing up all the time, I was not happy at all. I was not happy. I would be like, okay, eventually I'll be happy when I get the results. But no, it was awful, okay? But when I gave myself permission to actually do something that I wanted to do, now I show up because I want to show up, okay? I'm not going live because I feel like I need to go live. And to be honest, I actually told myself, I don't even need to go live today, but here I am, I'm going live because I wanted to go live, okay? So you have to trust your own flow, and you have to set boundaries for yourself. And I know how easy it is to like just grab your phone and start scrolling, or grab your phone and just start checking DMs, or grab your phone and just watching someone else's story and you're like, okay, I need to post. But I encourage you, the days that you're not going to be on social media, don't be on social media. Okay, just focus on your own. It's okay. And really just get real with yourself of what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what it improve your schedule better so that you are literally excited about that day. And another thing about when I was talking about how I picked certain days, so like on Tuesdays, that's the day that my podcast, the new episode of my podcast always comes out. And then I picked Fridays as the day that my YouTube videos will come out. So like on those days, I know, okay, this gets to happen today. Okay, on this day, I get to create this. On this day, I have my coaching calls. On this day, I get to talk to Megan. Like, it's one of those things where when you set certain like priorities on that day, then you don't have the same day every day. And it's really easy to fall into like a boring routine as an entrepreneur. But if you have certain days where you can look forward to them and change it up, then it will be transformational for you. And you no longer will feel this like just stagnant energy, but you are in this creation mode and you get to like create something you're excited about. So if you're struggling with any of this, if you're someone that feels like you're constantly putting your energy everywhere and you know there's a better way and you're really ready to just show up in your power and focus on things you love, then I want you to send me a DM because that's what I'm here for. And I know from personal experience how much of a difference it is to actually like give yourself permission to create something that works for you. Okay, and to just literally ditch anything that's not. And sometimes that can be really hard because we've wired our mind to adopt this certain way, that this is the only way. And that is literally just keeping you from going to the next level. Okay, so I love all of you, and we will chat soon.